Hello and welcome to the Beginning Sock Knitting with the Twisted Skein. My name is Amanda Swanson and I'm going to be your instructor today. This class is designed for either knitters who've knit socks in the past and their skills are rusty or they want a refresher, or knitters who've never knit socks before and you'd like to learn. Either way, we're here to make you successful sock knitters, so welcome aboard. We're going to start today by talking about selecting sock yarn for your project. It is important when you knit socks to pick a fiber that is stretchy and is going to make for breathable socks. So that rules out polyester, 100% polyester yarn immediately. Polyester doesn't have a lot of stretch in of itself and it is not breathable. It's going to trap moisture around your feet and make for really warm, unpleasant socks. So I don't recommend that. There are a lot of natural fibers you can pick. Wool is the most popular one for socks. People have been knitting wool socks for thousands of years. And you can use either 100% wool or you can use a yarn with a little bit of nylon. Usually it's about 10 or 25% nylon in with your wool. Either one is a good choice. Some knitters say that you have to have nylon in your socks to help keep your socks from wearing out too quickly around the heels, but we'll teach you some other tricks to help with that as well, so we can prevent that. All right, so the first yarn I have here is Fickle fingering yarn. This is from Threadbare Dye Works, and the color is Sand Gem. This yarn is 75% wool and 25% nylon. Now the thing we're looking for is the twist of the yarn. When you pick a sock yarn, you want a yarn that has a nice tight twist, and you can see this one has multiple plies and they're very tightly twisted together. That means that your fibers are not going to have a lot of opportunity to rub against each other because that friction is what causes your sock yarn to break down and wear out quickly. So this one is sock weight yarn, fingering weight, and it makes for nice tight twist and a good stable yarn. So that would be a good choice. On the 100% wool side, this is UU, Fluffy Fingering 100% Superwash Merino yarn. This yarn also has a good tight twist to it. You could knit a nice pair of socks out of this and they'll hold up well. This yarn is Harrisville. This is their Shetland yarn, and you can see immediately this yarn has a very loose twist to it. This yarn would have a lot of space for the yarns to rub and create friction to pill and to wear down and break down those fibers quickly. So this would not be a good choice. You don't have to limit your sock knitting to sock weight yarn. You can knit slipper socks or heavier socks, and in fact for beginners I almost recommend starting with a heavier weight yarn because it's easier to see your stitches. This is worsted weight, woolly worsted yarn from UU Yarns, and this one also is 100% merino superwash wool, and it has a good tight twist, and it would be a good stable yarn for socks as well. Now that we've talked about yarn options, you can also get some part cotton and some bamboo blend yarns if you're sensitive to wools, or if you want something that is not quite as fluffy, you could try those yarns as well. Those also work well as long as they're tightly twisted. The other thing we're going to talk about with yarn wear is your fabric. When you knit socks, it is important to make a nice dense fabric. So often people end up going down a needle size or two to make their stitches close together because that density is what helps keep your sock stitches from moving and shifting. That shifting is what causes the fibers to break down again, and that exacerbates wear. So good firm stitches, nice tight stitches will help your socks last longer. The other thing is, if you're knitting socks for other people or even just for yourself, you need to know that wearing your hand knit socks, especially wool socks, on surfaces like carpet will cause friction between the wool and the carpet, and that will actually exacerbate your wear as well because that static electricity rubs the fibers and helps them break down. You'll want to let your loved ones know if you're knitting them hand knit socks, their socks will last longer if they wear them with shoes or not on rough or carpeted surfaces. Now that we're done talking about sock yarns, we're going to talk in the next video about swatching. I hope you're ready to join us.